morning, guys. Today is P4 day 16. I haven't checked in since day 13 on Friday. As some of you know, my sister was in town for the night, my mom. And then after that, my aunt, who I went to go see last weekend in the hospital, her organs started shutting down and she passed away. So I am now headed to Alabama for the funeral. My husband and kids aren't going to go because we were all going to go, but then I wasn't really down with my son, my youngest son, going to a funeral, so my older son would have just kept him out. But then my sister's family was not going, and so my sister's family was not going, so we decided that I would just meet my sister and ride with her. So I'm driving an hour and a half by myself, then I'm meeting my sister, then we'll go, and then from there we'll ride together, go to the funeral, and then get back home to our family. So we'll get back home. It's about 10 o'clock now. We'll get home about 8:30 or 9, just in time to maybe do my family, my son and husband and I, we do, I just realized I went the wrong way, I think, yeah, we do pajamas on Christmas Eve, and we bake sugar cookies, so I'll miss the sugar cookie baking, but that's fine. Hopefully they'll wait until I get home to put the reindeer food out, and I know they'll wait for me to open the PJs, so I'm just trying to think positive. Last year, my sister was pregnant, and we had all just gone with my aunt. We had all just been together in Nashville at a resort for a week, and when my sister got back, she had her ultrasound, and she was late in her pregnancy, and her baby had died, and they never found out what was wrong. They did an autopsy and genetic test, and there was just no explanation. And so we found that out 1 year to the day of my aunt dying, and actually my niece's funeral was last Christmas Eve. So it looks like my family doesn't have much luck with Christmas Eve lately. So I feel really bad for my cousins. You know, they were very, very close to their mom, and they really depended on her a lot. Her husband had been bitten by a tick years ago, and I guess had like the Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and it caused his frontal lobe to be damaged, so he's just pretty much, I mean, he's not a vegetable, but pretty much he's a vegetable, so she cared for him. So now her oldest daughter will end up caring for him, I'm sure, and just a lot. So as far as weight goes, if you guys remember, right before I started Tom, I just started releasing. I released like 3.8, and it was really crazy because I wasn't changing anything except a couple of days. It started last week when I traveled to Alabama to see her, and a couple of days I had missed dinner, but my calories were still, you know, normal, within the normal range, maybe a little low. And so since then, since I was at the end of Tom, like the very last couple of days, I started gradually going back up. So I was 120.0, and then I went up a pound, and then the next day I went up 0.8, then the next day I came down 0.4, then the next day I guess I went back up 0.8. So this morning when I weighed, I was 122.8. So basically I've gone back up 2.8 of the 3.8 I released. However, my LIW was 123.4, so I'm still under that, and you know, I am under quite a bit of stress, but I really don't think that's it. It could be, you know, I mean, I'm new to this, but I don't know. I mean, mean, I haven't had a lot of water the last couple of days, but I did have a ton of water one of the days when I still went up, so I need to get some more water in my system for sure. Last night, just to take my mind off things, I made some mini cheesecake. I used Kim Atchison-Wright's her recipe off the Facebook page. Super easy. They're good. They're definitely better with like some almond butter, and I think next time on top. And I think next time I'll put some like mini unsweetened chocolate chips in them. I might even bake it in there, or I'll just put them on top. That'd be really cute with the almond butter. And actually, they're not on the Facebook page. I have them in these little mini muffin tins because I'm not going to have time to stop for lunch or dinner today. And then here are my sausage balls. So basically today, unless for some reason I end up stopping or we do dinner with my family after the funeral, but I doubt it because we both want to get home to our families, then it looks like I'll probably be doing a fat fast today, unintentionally. For breakfast I had 2 of those with almond butter, the mini cheesecakes, and then I had a sausage ball. Now I'm having my brevet. It's so good. And then I'll have, you know, a couple of those mini cheesecakes for lunch, and then some sausage balls, and I have some almonds. So I don't know much about the fat fast, but I know on Kim's post on Facebook it said, I think you stay within 1,000 calories, and then you eat a lot of fat. So not really doing, not doing that intentionally. I mean, hey, I'll reap the rewards if anything happens, but I'm kind of convinced that, and I could be totally wrong, so correct me, but I'm kind of convinced that like when people do those fat fasts or do correction days, that, you know, really the weight just ends up coming, you know, back on, and it confuses the body. And I mean, I could understand it for like detoxing reasons, but if the weight's going to come, you know, right back on when I eat something else, then I don't want to really confuse my body with doing a bunch of different stuff like that. I think it is good to sometimes mix it up and confuse the body in that sense, but other than that, I just kind of not really want